Hi guys, Melissa. Welcome back to CloudMom. Vlog today is about yelling. I think it is and can be so easy for us parents to yell. It's definitely happened to me. It happens less now than it used to, and I've thought a lot about it. And I think one of the reasons why it happens to parents is that when we have kids, we have this feeling of being totally out of control. We want to sort of have things happen in a certain way, and all of a sudden there's this child and they can be really testing us and not listening and doing things even to push our buttons sometimes. It can be really, really frustrating, and it's a very normal and natural and human tendency, I think, to get upset and to raise your voice and to try to control the situation or express your feelings. But what I've really seen more and more with my kids is that it's just plain ineffective, and that if I do yell, the situation tends to become more chaotic, everybody gets upset, and something that was already a bad situation just gets even worse. So I've really tried to concentrate on not doing it, not, showing that kind of anger with my kids. And here are a couple of things that I try to do. I mean, the number one thing is just to concentrate on keeping your voice low. And sometimes it can sound, even really artificial, but you're like, Jack, I really would like you to clear the table as we discussed, and then to go and do your homework. You might not sound like Miss Natural, but you know what? Better than yelling. And I think if you keep repeating the same thing and you're not yelling and you're being respectful, sooner or later they're going to come around. Okay? Second thing, I find a lot that what's best if we're in this kind of situation where my child is doing something, I'm very upset and I'm feeling like I really want to yell or something, it's to try to flip it to the positive and to try to get positive energy in there, good karma. And to say, I'll just use an example like table manners. Like, I know you're going to sit up straight at that table and use those beautiful manners. And sometimes they'll be like, because they need that little dose of positive reinforcement to kind of find themselves and feel a bit of a mission to do things in the right way. So I think that's a really good tool, and especially if you're having like what I call like a bad day, which can happen in families where the energy's off, people are tired, they're just grumpy, it's just not going well. Just try to keep it positive, and I think that can really go a really long way. And third thing I think when it comes to yelling is if something's really upsetting you and you know that you're not going to react in the way that you want, if you have other support there, I do think you can just take the mommy time out and exit the situation. And if you don't have support, to me, this is a time when you can put on the television and just say, okay, we're going to all cool down, because that's better than saying something you don't want to say or losing your temper with your kids. I do see people in public a lot yelling at their kids, getting frustrating. I don't know what their situations are. I don't know what they're dealing with. I cannot judge. However, I don't think it's ever good to embarrass a child in public, and I think if you're in that situation, taking your kid over for a one-on-one and talking to them privately is much, much better. So anyway, another thing I think about yelling is it's almost like a habit. Like people seem to get in the habit of just, like that, and you can sort of train yourself not to do it anymore, just like you can train yourself to talk to your husband or partner in a really respectful and kind way, which tends to get better results. And believe me, we don't do it perfectly around here all the time in any way, but when things go right, it's because we're doing these things. That is what works the best. So anyway, what do you guys think? Is it justifiable for parents to yell at kids? Do you yell at kids? What do you do when you yell at them? How do you prevent it? How do you try to keep your cool? Love to hear your advice. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys soon on cloudmom.com.